Hi, my name is Andrew of We Canada. This weekend I'm in Ottawa at the Canadian Museum of Nature for the Students on Ice Polar Ambassador Summit. And I'm joined by Geoff. He's a polar explorer, educator, and environmentalist. He's also the founder, executive director, and expedition leader of Students on Ice. Nice to be with you today, Geoff.
Nice to be here with you too.
So before we start, I'm a little bit curious. I wanted to know, what did you feel? How did you feel the first time you set your eyes on Antarctica?
Oh wow, it was a long time ago, but it was just an overwhelming feeling to see this place that's almost like a different planet, and it's bigger than anything. It's icebergs the size of the Museum of Nature. It's wildlife on levels that you've never seen before. So much more incredible beauty, but you feel awe and wonder. And I'll never forget that first time I saw that place, and I was hooked after that. I fell in love with the place.
So, tell me about Students on Ice. What is Students on Ice, and how does the Arctic and Antarctic expeditions transform the lifestyles of youth who embark on these expeditions?
Well, Students on Ice is a program that takes students, high school and university, from all over the world on these educational expeditions to both the Arctic and Antarctic every year, together with teams of scientists and educators and musicians and artists and elders and experts of all kinds. And it's quite a life-changing journey. At that stage in life, to go to the ends of our earth, it's generally taking people out of their comfort zone and exposing them to just so many things. Sciences, history, flora, fauna, environmental issues for sure, but more than anything, I think it's giving a very intense, powerful experience of connecting people to the natural world. The polar regions are incredible classrooms, and they're windows to the world, and they're the cornerstones of our global ecosystem, and because of those things and more, there are ways that we can really better understand this planet that we live on.
So in June 2012, the United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development, also known as Earth Summit 2012, will be held in Rio de Janeiro. So Geoff, what do you think was the impact of past Earth Summits, and how do you think Earth Summit 2012 will be different?
Past Earth Summits, particularly the first one in Rio 20 years ago, I think it really was instrumental in putting environmental issues on the map globally and getting countries thinking about these important issues that we face and talking about issues like climate change and moving towards other protocols like Kyoto. It was really a catalyst. This next one, now I don't know yet how it will be different. I hope it will be better. I think one of the ways it could be different is it can have a lot more youth involvement. We've seen that over the years, youth, the delegations, and youth playing a bigger role. So hopefully it'll be more than one or two great speakers like our very own Severin Suzuki, and there'll be thousands of youth engaged around the world and helping to influence the decisions that get made.
Great. So Geoff, in your opinion, what is the role of Canada, not only the Canadian government, but also Canadians and Canadian youth in taking part in Earth Summit 2012?
I hope Canada will play a really big role, a constructive, positive role in Rio, because Canada should and can be a great leader on these issues. We have been in the past, and we can be again, but it's going to take a mixture of really strong political will and some grassroots movements. like We Canada. So I'm not totally sure yet. I mean, our recent record isn't showing that we're being a real helpful party at the table. So I want to be optimistic, and if we choose to, we can play a really good, positive, powerful role.
We can.
I think we definitely can, and we should. We are looked at as leaders, and we have a responsibility, I think, given how blessed we are in this country, to show the way, to set the example. Not all countries have the freedom and the ability that we do. So I really hope we're going to really step up and do the right thing, because potentially this could set us on track for the next 20 years. And you know as well as I do, now is the time. We can't wait much longer. The impacts we're seeing in places like the Arctic. I've been going to the Arctic for 20 years, and I can show you so many examples of where global warming is changing things. We didn't see any sea ice in the Arctic on our Students on Ice trip last year, which is a first. Glaciers that are retreating, all kinds of impacts. We're seeing some in the Antarctic as well. But beyond climate change, it's just issues of clean air and fresh water and clean earth and food to eat. So now is the time that Canada's going to take a leadership role.
Much of what the We Canada movement is about is that Canadians do care and that they want proper representation at Earth Summit 2012. So what do you hope that Canada puts forward at Earth Summit 2012?
Well, the first part of your question is we hope Canadians do care. And Canadians need to show that. We need to get Canadians engaged and involved, get the public will, because ultimately we hope that public will shape the political will in this country. So as many Canadians that can learn about what's happening at the upcoming Earth Summit, what the issues are on the table, what the priorities are. I hope we're not in a situation where people are becoming a bit disengaged from these things, because now more than ever we need people engaged and pushing for Canada to play a really positive role. Specifics, what can Canada bring? Leadership on issues that are going to affect our Arctic, one of the front lines of climate change. Leadership on a green energy economy for the future, whether that's transportation or actually energy sources like the oil sands. What's happening there? How can it be improved? What alternatives are there? There's so many areas here that Canadians are leaders, but we're not always expressing that at the international level. So let's hope for, we got a year to go, and that's lots of time to get Canadians going in the right track and going down there with a real positive agenda, a collaborative agenda, and lots of youth.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah.
So Geoff, thanks so much for your time today, being able to speak with us and share your views to Canadians about Earth Summit 2012. All the best to Students on Ice in future expeditions and for the next 10 years and beyond. Before we go off, I just want to know, Geoff, what is your We Can statement?
My We Can statement, I guess, would be the motto for Students on Ice, which is protect the poles and protect the planet.
Great.
This beautiful, incredible planet that we all share, and we don't own it, we don't steer it, but we sure have an impact on it, and let's take care of it for the future.
Okay, Geoff. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. We can do it.
We can.